What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the DC Collectibles, The Flash. This is, of course, The Flash from the CW's The Flash, in case you weren't up to date. Really good show. I actually love it. I've seen all the episodes so far, and I enjoy what I've been seeing. But anyway, here we have The Flash in the packaging. You can see he does come with alternate hands. I really do love this window box display that DC Collectibles is giving us. You can actually see a little Flash emblem back there, which is a really nice touch. The side of the packaging does have his name, so you know who it is. On the side, not a picture of the figure, just a picture of the actor who portrays a Flash, Grant Gustin, in his Flash costume. He is, of course, the first figure of the Flash figure line from DC Collectibles. On the back, no real read-up, just other figures that you can collect that correspond with the CW verse, which would be Arrow, and you have Oliver Queen, Canary, Deathstroke, and the Arrow, of course, all from the CW's The Arrow. These were, of course, sculpted by Gentle Giant. So really excited I have this guy. What I'm going to do is take a little break, get him posing out of the packaging, and we'll go on with the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have the Flash posing out of the packaging. Now let's get a good 360 of him. Really detailed figure. I've been admiring his detail for quite a while now, and there's just so much detail on the Flash that I'm just blown away by it, honestly. He did come with a couple of accessories. Let's actually go on to that really fast. He came with additional sets of hands, two extra sets of hands actually included with the fist hands, and let's actually pull one of those off so we can go on to some of the detailing in the glove. You can actually see they put a lot of detailing into this glove. It looks really fantastic. You can even see some like leather padding right there. Let's see if I can't zoom in just a teeny bit more there. But a lot of nice detail on this one, and he, of course, has two fist hands, one for the right side and one for the left side. Along with that, we have these relaxed hands, or style pose hands, if you want to call them that. Again, really nice detail, and you get a right and left one. Just blown away by all this phenomenal detail, and there's still, like, I'm not sure that's paint or plastic still coming off of these. I really hope it's just excess plastic, but besides the style pose hands, we also get these. I'm going to guess that these are for running, because he doesn't do the hand trick of that's reverse Flash. And in case you haven't seen the series, don't worry about it, that's not too much of a spoiler. And I think that's still excess plastic. Like I said, I really hope that's excess plastic, but you got two of these open hands, and again you can see the leather padding and all the little detailings in the glove, so really nice, really great details on them. And let's actually put one of these hands on, and we'll go with the relaxed hand. So you can see it is on a ball joint and a hinge actually, so the hands, will be able to hinge. And it just pegs into place, no need to worry about that. Let's actually zoom out so we can, well, let's actually zoom in on his face before we go on to anything else. Oh, too much. Moving the hands off to the side. When it comes to likeness, I think it's enough of a likeness to Grant Gustin as you're going to get. Really am liking this detailing. One thing I will point out is that the suit seems to be a little too dark. I know it is a dark costume in the TV show, but I feel like the red is just too dark. Like maybe they could have done less wash, or maybe use a brighter plastic. I don't know what they could have done with it, but it seems too dark in my opinion. And once again, you can see all the detailing in the costume. His mask, of course, has the little lightning bolts on him, especially on the side. Really nicely painted on both sides, actually. And then the detailing goes all the way down the cowl into the neck piece. The Thunderbolt emblem, as you can see, the red with the gold. Season 2 kind of changed it up with the white. And then you have the gold trimming on the costume right there. Carries on to the back of the costume. We have a little leather patch right here. Again, I'm just blown away by the amount of detail that DC Collectibles was able to put into this figure. Just really nice. Even the knees are actually accurate to the show. And then we get down to his boots, where I think this is where the costume kind of suffers, where it's just too much of one color. Like, in the comics, Flash has yellow boots, and here they're just red with, like, gold spotches. That's one thing I'm gonna not really knock the figure, because it's not the figure's fault. It's just a criticism of the TV show, and the costume is just too singular, if you know what I mean. It's a really nice looking costume. It just feels like they could have done more, added like maybe a golden belt, some stripes along the forearm right here. I don't know, just something to break up all this red, because he seems really, it's kind of a dull figure really, because there's really not much breaking up. Yeah, you got some shading with the black and some gold trim, but that's about it. But more on the sculpt, it actually looks like Grant Gustin's body. I don't know why I want to say Gustinson. But it looks like Grant Gustin's body. You can see he is really lean. And the Flash is supposed to be a lean character, which I'm actually kind of glad they went this route. One thing I wish they included was some kind of display stand, but he only has one peg, or one peg hole. There's nothing on this foot. That way we could have at least gotten him in some running poses. I actually have some figure stands that I can use to pose him running, but it would have been nice if DC Collectibles included it. Now, in terms of his articulation, he has a lot of articulation for a DC Collectibles. He has a ball jointed head. He can look down, up. Can't really tilt his head that much, slightly actually. He also does rotate at the head. Be careful with the little earpieces, because even though they're close to his head, there is still some gapping. See if I can't show that off. There is a bit of gapping in between the earpiece and the head, so when you're turning it, try not to squeeze down on the earpieces, because you might actually break those off. Just a fair warning to anybody who's thinking about picking up this figure, that these might break off if you try turning the head at them. Just grab it from the bottom or from the top and move it like that. Don't try moving it from the sides. Arms on a ball hinge go out. Do a full 360, a little stiff. Although they don't do a vertical 360, they actually go outward a little, but that's just due to the sculpting. He has a single joint in the elbow, which you get almost 90 degrees. He also spins at the elbow, which is really nice. He swivels at the wrist, as well as has a hinge, and it's the same for both arms, although the pegs on the right arm don't want to stay in too tight, and actually got to stay in tight there. But yeah, he spins and hinges at both wrists. His torso is on a ball joint, it feels like, because you can get him to move around. You can go back, forward, sides to side. He spins. So just overall, really nice figure. Really glad that they gave him this articulation. That way they didn't have to make a cut right here at the waist. That way you can turn him and it doesn't break up the sculpt too bad. But because of that, he has nothing in the waist. Legs go forward, back, and out to about that far. They don't go out much further than that. He swivels at the thigh, although it is relatively loose on the left thigh. The right thigh is pretty tight. He is double jointed in the knees, so he has a bend there and a bend right there. He also has a swivel in the boot, a hinge in the ankle so he can go up and down, as well as some pivots. So we do get rocker ankles on him, which is a really nice touch. You'll be able to get him in, plant his feet at those wide angled poses. But that's Flash for you. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him posed up, and we'll move on to my final thoughts. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have the Flash post for my final thoughts, and overall, just a really fantastic figure. And there's a bug flying in my studio, but I'm not going to worry about that. Just a really overall great figure. He looks phenomenal. The suit looks really accurate to what it's supposed to in the show. Like I said, minus the fact it's a little bit too dark, and just a tiny bit. Like they had used a brighter red, maybe just like 2 or 3 shades brighter than this, it would have been perfect to the show. But as it stands, still a really nice figure. I picked mine up at GameStop for about $25. That's basically what you're going to be paying for DC collectible figures, even at a comic book store. So if you can find a comic book store or find these at GameStop, and you're a fan of the Flash, of the CW universe, I highly recommend you pick these figures up. Flash is the first figure out right now as I'm making this review. The only other figure out in the Flash line is Captain Cold, which we'll probably have a look at in the future. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, like this video. Tell me what you think of this Flash costume. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you wish it was brighter, had more gold? Tell me your opinions on the suit. I personally like the suit, but I think it could be brighter. Hopefully, we do get a Season 2 Flash that is brighter than this. But anyway, I'm King Dragons 5000, and I will see you guys later. Take care, everyone.